In the courtroom. Good evening, I'm Judge Shayette. This is the time set for initial appearances, arraignments. It's the time for you to be formally advised of charges against you. For me to set conditions of release in your next court date, it is not the time to talk about facts of cases or ask that charges be dismissed. Conditions of release will always include that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates, that you remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. There may be additional conditions based on your history, your circumstances, and the events that occurred. And you are
A gentle king. I'm a love.
all right. I have a warrant here out of Pima County Justice Court for assault. Alleged to have occurred on May the 3rd. Looks like of last year, it looked like you were supposed to be in court on December the 5th. The point, Doug Taylor to represent you, set a court date for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And your bond is $50. You're not to have any contact with, well, you need to abide by your previous conditions of release. You do have an adult probation hold, so you're not going anywhere. Regardless of what I do tonight. All right. Thank you, Ms. Amador.
And good evening, Judge.
Good evening.
I believe the court is handling misdemeanors, so may I be back in just a bit, Your Honor?
Certainly.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
David Hernandez.
Mr. Hernandez. Citation here charging you with shoplifting. Your next court date on this matter is February the 17th at 8:30 in the morning in the Sahuarita Municipal Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes,
You're not to return to any Walmart stores. Do you understand that?
yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Scott Salford.
Mr. Sauber, I have several things here for you.
Okay,
We'll start with new charges today for possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $250 bond. Court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock on this matter. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And then we have charges out of Tucson City Court. I have 11 files here. I have charges from May the 9th of this year for possession of paraphernalia, 1010 Eastport Lowell, and failing to appear in court. Charges from a week ago, January 18th. Criminal trespass at 333 West Glen. Charges for possession of paraphernalia on January the 9th. Failing to appear on January the 22nd. Charges from May the 11th of last year, failing to appear May 22nd. Criminal trespass. 3325 North First. Charges for criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia on June 10th of last year. Failing to appear on June the 23rd, that's at 3710 North Oracle. Charges for criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia on July the 1st. Failing to appear on July the 22nd. 3055 North First. Possession of paraphernalia on July the 9th. Failing to appear on August the 20th after you were released from custody. That was at 3 Westport Law. Started from July the 19th of 2025, possession of paraphernalia. Failing to appear on July the 30th. The first in Fort Lowell, which is where a lot of these are. Started from August the 7th for theft, shoplifting, failing to appear on August the 20th. That was at Ross at 6228 East Broadway. Criminal trespass, possession of paraphernalia, possession of prescription-only drugs on November the 30th, feigned to appear on December the 11th. That was at 333 East Wetmore. In possession of paraphernalia on December the 27th, failing to appear on January the 7th, 4540 North Stone. Will appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $500 bond. If you post the bond, your court date is February the 24th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you haven't posted the bond, you'll be seen on February the 3rd. 1:45. You're not to go to any of those incident locations, possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're out of custody, substance abuse assessment and treatment. And I'd suggest that you not discuss these matters with anyone except your attorney. Thank you, Mr. Sauber. I just filled out the top page. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Laura Alvarez.
Ms. Alvarez, citation charging you with domestic violence disorderly conduct. Alleged to have occurred early this morning. Because you're already on release for a similar charge, we'll appoint a public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $250 bond. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. You're not to enter the victim's residence except with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. I'd suggest you don't discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. Your next court date is February the 4th at 1:30. If you post the bond, you need to appear. If you've not posted the bond, you'll be seen on video. Thank you, Ms. Alvarez.
Yep.
And send them the money.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are,
Jeremiah.
and your last name?
Garrettson.
Right. Citations here charging you with criminal damage, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, one of them being domestic violence. Court date on this is going to be February the 25th at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Tucson City Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You don't have contact with victims. You don't go back to their residence. If you have personal belongings there, you can go back once with law enforcement to get those belongings. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Marianne Gonzalez.
Ms. Gonzalez. Citation charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I'll enter the court early this morning.
Oh, no.
That's fine.
Your next court date on this is going to be February the 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Conditions of release, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no active domestic violence. You need to comply with the conditions in your other matter, which I believe is compliance with steps. No contact with Rhonda Robinson. You don't go back to her residence. You can go back once with law enforcement to obtain your personal belongings. Other than that, you don't go back to her residence. And you need to contact your pretrial services worker tomorrow. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Mr. Babs, next one's what we're gonna need, John.
Okay, ready to go.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shayet, and you are,
Buenas noches, soy la
okay.
juez Shea. ¿Quién es usted?
no,
Claudia.
the defendant doesn't need the interpreter, just the victim, is my understanding.
Oh, okay, sorry, Judge.
That's okay.
This is Abigail Otis.
Ms. Otto. Citation charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence assault. Alleged to have occurred earlier this morning. Mr. Babs, you'll interpret that, please. Translate that, please.
Bueno, a usted se le imputan los delitos de violencia doméstica relacionados con alteración al orden público y también con agresión.
Right, did Claudia Oroz, did you wish to be heard on conditions of release? Not facts of the case, but just conditions of release.
Bueno, señora Claudia Orros, usted quisiera comentar sobre las condiciones de libertad, nada de los hechos del caso, no más sobre las condiciones de libertad en este caso.
¿Cómo, a qué se refiere condiciones de libertad?
What do you mean when talking about conditions of release?
If I should hold her on a bond, if you want her to come back to your residence, not to come back to your residence, have contact with you, not have contact with you.
Si usted quiere que la jueza imponga una fianza o no, si usted quiere que ella vuelva a su residencia o no, si usted desea tener contacto y comunicación con ella o no.
No quiero una fianza y si puedo tener contacto con ella, puede venir a mi casa.
Yeah, I do not wish for there to be a bond imposed. I do wish to have contact with her and she can come to my house.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, your next court date is going to be the 23rd of February at 9:30 in the morning.
Muy bien,
Yes,
la
ma'am,
próxima
thank you.
audiencia va a ser el día 23 de febrero a las 9:30 de la mañana
In the Tucson City Court. No
en
acts
el
of
tribunal.
no acts of domestic violence, which means you need to comply with house rules. If you're living in your mother's house, do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Entonces, eso va a suceder en el Tribunal Municipal de Tucson. No puede cometer nada de actos de violencia intrafamiliar y tiene que cumplir con las reglas de la casa de su mamá.
And be sure that you come to court on February 23rd. Thank you, Ms. Otos.
Thank you, ma'am.
She will be released later this evening from the jail.
Más tarde esta noche la van a dejar en libertad desde la cárcel.
Thank you, gracias.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm just saying,
Derek Quinn.
Ms. Payne, interclaim charging with criminal trespass. Which occurred yesterday. We'll appoint legal defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions? States requested a $2,500 bond.
Your Honor, the state doesn't need to be heard further.
And Your Honor, we are asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Payne to pretrial services supervision. I'm sure the court's already noted the last conviction Mr. Payne has is from 2005. The charges he's facing on this interim complaint, a single charge of class 6 felony trespass. So given the nature of that charge, Judge, and given the age of the last conviction, and seems like he's just 2 on 6 on the FTA scale, we're asking for release to pretrial services. Thank you.
Do we have an address?
Apparently not, Judge, but I think he might have to wait till the transition center opens and then try to get some assistance from them.
Open, aren't they open till 10?
I believe not on Sundays, Judge, but they will open soon. Since tomorrow's Monday, he can stop by.
All right, preliminary hearing date February the 4th at 1:30. I will release you to the third-party custody of pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with alleged victims, you're a co-defendant except through legal counsel. You don't go back within 2 blocks of that incident location. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, since you're releasing him, isn't the PH the 16th?
No,
Or it's a co-defendant case? Okay,
My
Okay.
brother,
it's your brother's going to go.
right, because he's got to do a C-hold. Right, thank you, Mr. Payne.
The co-defendant wants to throw me off, Judge, always on the PH.
That's okay. As long as it doesn't throw us both off, we're okay.
I agree. Thanks, God. Appreciate it.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
I am Andres McHale.
Mr. McHale. Interim complaint charging you with first-degree murder and armed robbery alleged to have occurred on the 22nd of January.
Hmm.
We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. State's requested bond is $500,000. Did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is asking for the $500,000 bond and the release to pretrial services in the event that he makes that bond, due to the risk to the community. Just the nature of the charges alone are pretty egregious, and the fact that the defendant used a weapon during the commission of the crime. We'd like to also note that he has 2 prior felony convictions, and he may be a flight risk due to the fact that he's facing mandatory prison time if he is convicted. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything
And
from
just
staff?
Yes, Judge, thank you. So it looks like Mr. McHale is already being held on a parole violation warrant. I understand the seriousness of the charges, Judge, but given his age and overall ability to post bond, we are asking the court to consider setting a lower bond than the 500,000. Thank you.
Given the nature of the charges, I think $500,000 is more than reasonable. Possession of a firearm, parole, absconder. Preliminary dates February the 4th at 1:30. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. No contact with the family of the victim or any witnesses except through legal counsel, and you don't go to any Circle K. I suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
McKim.
ma'am.
Good evening, I'm Judge Fayette. You are
Leslie Magali Magaña, ma'am.
Ms. McGinnis. I have a number of things here. Start with a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for shoplifting and trafficking in stolen property on November the 21st of 2023.
Yes, I do remember that, yeah.
We'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date for February the 2nd at 1:30. And did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
The state doesn't need to be heard further, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, in speaking with Leslie, she is asking me to advocate for nothing but release. We understand these are older cases. This one's from 2023. But given that these are property crimes, Judge, and I want to be careful when I say this, but I believe she has no felony history besides
Exactly.
this case. So she's asking me to advocate for release at this time. And we're asking for a steps court date on the newest case, Judge.
Given the failure to appear history and the circumstances surrounding those, a bond is appropriate and will remain at $2,500 on this matter. You post the bond, will be in a subject of pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to the incident location. And I'd suggest you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney.
Yes, Judge.
Your next matter is new charges of possession of paraphernalia. As your counsel noted, on that matter, you appear to be eligible for screening for STEPS, which is a program of treatment, diversion. Basically, if you successfully complete the program, The charges are dismissed without being formally charged. If you want to participate in that, we'll set that appropriately.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions on this matter?
Yes, Judge, from the defense, I would request a nominal $50 or $100 bond for time credit purposes.
And Your Honor, the state's recommendation was based off of the failure to appear history and not the nature of the charges, just noting that, which would be the $500 plus pretrial services.
All right, and you want to stick with the 4th for preliminary hearing?
Yes, Judge, since she's being held.
Your next court hearing will be on February the 3rd at 9 a.m. in Pima County Superior Court. That's your initial steps hearing. You need to comply with steps. Not going to go to any Circle K, and no alcohol or illegal drugs. Bond will be $100, cash or secured. Pretrial services supervision if you post the bond. And then we have another set of warrants. February 23rd of 2023 for shoplifting, failing to appear December 27th of 2023.
Those not the same ones.
Oh, that's from City Court, just.
Oh, okay.
We'll set a court date on this for tomorrow. And we'll appoint Jeffrey Grinkowitz to represent you. Leave the bond at $50. Court date will be tomorrow at 1. Then I have current charges out of Tucson City Court. Criminal trespass, resisting arrest, failing to stop on an officer's command,
The failed,
we're going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you on these matters. Your next court date's February the 13th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. If you're in custody, your attorney will appear on your behalf. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go to any Circle K stores, the surrounding property, and you comply with steps. Do you understand that?
yes.
And Judge, there was no bond on the city court one? Oh, okay.
Wesley? Wait,
Oh, yeah, my bad. Go back up. Yeah, that's
Gentlemen,
true.
to the courtroom before we talk to the next defendant. Good evening, I'm Judge Shayette. This is the time set for initial appearances. If you have misdemeanor matters, it's also time for arraignment on those. It's the time for you to be formally advised of charges against you for immediate section to release in your next court date. It is not the time to talk about facts of cases or ask that charges be dismissed. Conditions of release will always include that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates, that you remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. There may be other conditions based on your history, your circumstances, and the events that occurred. And you, sir, are
Wesley Grant McPherson.
if an interim complaint here charging you with domestic violence, aggravated assault, impeding an airway, domestic violence, kidnapping, and misconduct involving weapons, that is being a prohibited possessor in possession of a firearm. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. To my understanding, the victim is on the line and wishes to be heard on conditions of release. Is that correct?
Yes. Um,
Ms. Moore? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes, Ms. Moore. Did you wish to be heard on conditions of release?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
What are his conditions of release?
Well, those haven't been set. The question is,
Oh,
did you want further contact? Did you want him to return to the residence or not? What's,
well, I really ain't sure. I don't know where his head is at,
okay.
but
All right. All right, the state has requested a $250,000 bond. And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to note that the state's recommendation for the $250,000 bond is based in a two-part. One is the concern for the victim's safety, and second, we have, well, actually three. We have the concern from the criminal history and the appearances to court. And finally, Your Honor, there's a community concern because the defendant is a prohibited possessor. These charges involve impeding a breathway, which I know that Your Honor knows increases the likelihood of fatality in the future. In addition to that, the defendant in these allegations was alleged to have the couple was separated at some point and then returned to the victim's home in order to break a window to get access to her. As a result of this crime, Your Honor, what was said to the law enforcement agency was that the victim sought medical attention. And of course, there are concerns with him having a firearm, especially from that conviction out of Maricopa County from 2018. So for all those reasons, Your Honor, the state is requesting the $250,000 bond and the request for pretrial services if he happens to make that bond.
Anything further from defense?
Yes, Judge. So based on the pretrial services report, looks like when the victim spoke to the pretrial services officer, she was unsure if she wanted contact or release. And I believe I couldn't quite hear the victim, but I believe she continues to hold that position of being unsure. So I understand Wesley has some convictions in the past, the last one being from 2018. They have some age to them. So in light of all of that, Judge, if you're not inclined to release Wesley in pretrial services supervision, we ask for a significantly lower bond than $250,000. Thank you.
All right, preliminary hearing dates February the 4th at 1:30. bond is $200,000. If the bond is posted, you'll be in a institution of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. If you have any other firearms, those need to be surrendered immediately upon release. No contact with Ms. Moore. You don't go to any Circle K or to Ms. Moore's residence. That is the entire complex. If you have personal belongings there, you can go back once with a law enforcement officer. And also behavioral health assessment and treatment. Right. Thank you, Mr. McDivitt.